Hello, ladies and gents. This is Mike Headley on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. This is a podcast designed for real estate professionals who's thinking about getting a career in real estate or who's already been in the business. We'll learn some great tips and tricks from the professionals and the veterans. Continue to tune in. Hey, ladies and gents, how we all doing? This is Mike Headley back on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. I always say to you all, we got a treat for you. We got a great one for you today. We got a person who we are interviewing because she's sharing her expertise in the digital marketing world. Right? She's not a real estate professional, but she has the expertise to get you that attention from a social media digital standpoint. And she's very knowledgeable. Let's give a warm welcome to Miss Trisha Arocena with InCom. How you doing, ma'am?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me here today.
Oh, man, exactly. It's definitely been an honor. And one thing I do have to, I believe in giving recognition, AKA props to Ms. Trisha, because her company is the host of actually one of my company websites, which is Headley Group Realty, the headleygroup.com. And I want to commend you because everything's working well with the site, and just want to give you that salute. But thank you again.
Perfect.
So, Trish, we're going to dive in. We're going to dive into these questions here because we feel as though, I feel as though that I wanted to get you on the show because I think real estate professionals, we get so much in the hustle and bustle, but we forget about that we need a heavy presence from the digital space. And I think you can provide some great insight on that. So the first thing I want to ask you is, how long have you been in the marketing digital space? And I think your title is Director of Sales and Marketing.
For sure. So I've been in digital marketing for about 8 years now. Okay. But within those 8 years, I've only focused on real estate marketing for about 5 to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 to 6 years. So now, what exactly? And I want to make sure, again, I don't want to speak for you, but from me using you all services, that it provided leads for us as well as a good presence as far as a website is concerned. You want to elaborate on that in terms of with the website? Mm-hmm.
Of course. And we get a lot of different real estate professionals. So people that are just starting off, they've been in the industry for a really long time, or maybe doing it part-time, whichever one of the different venues. So basically what we do is we establish their brand online. So that's usually done through their website, their online marketing platform, the landing pages that they need. And so what we do is we integrate lead generation tools within that website to help them garner more business online. So for example, usually when buyers are searching for valuable tools online, they look for price drop alerts, they look for free real estate reports, free home evaluation, those kinds of tools. And so we plug in all of those different features into the website, including IDX integration, in order to help generate more leads through the website and then funnel them into an automated lead nurturing system. So all of these leads get automatically followed up on for a span of 1 year. They start receiving emails about properties that they were interested in. If they looked at certain properties within a specific local neighborhood, price range, number of bed and bath, they're going to start getting email updates and recommendations that are similar to their interests.
That's interesting there. In terms of with the social media, is that coupled with that together, or social media and does that work hand in hand with the website?
So we do offer lead generation services through different outlets, like, for example, Google AdWords, or through Facebook ads and Instagram ads. Those are usually the platforms that we use when we want to generate more leads for our agents. So once we've set them up with their full featured online marketing solution, then we also run all kinds of campaigns for them. And the campaigns that we run are all dependent on exactly what kind of leads they're looking for. So there's some agents that focus on leasing commercial spaces or agents that focus on residential homes exclusively, or those ones that are focusing on pre-construction buyers. So we create very strategic ad campaigns and then run them on these different platforms and then generate the leads that way. And again, it automatically funnels into the system where they get automatically nurtured.
So now let's speak on that. Let's talk about automatically nurtured. Real estate professionals, even me included, particularly when I'm starting a business, sometimes we get inundated with other stuff. We get lazy, and we just don't want to do the work from a social media standpoint.
Right.
Do you think real estate professionals are taking full advantage of what you all are offering in terms of lead generating and the other CRM system? Are they taking advantage of that?
Well, surprisingly, when I have conversations with agents, I get very assorted responses. So there's those that rely solely on their website and social media presence for garnering more business, and then some that use a combination of both social media and traditional marketing, and then there's the rare few that solely rely on referrals. But I would say that's a very small percentage, and it's usually those that have built new business from past business. But in my opinion, it's always good to develop multiple avenues for lead generation. So just because it's the surefire way to eliminate, downtimes. And social media is a really useful commodity because for one, it's free. And
exactly.
two, it's a really good
for now.
for now, I guess.
Exactly.
Let's hope it doesn't doesn't become paid. And then the second is it's a really great way to deliver your message en masse, right? Whether you're promoting your business, a listing, a virtual open house. And if used properly, you can really minimize the legwork that you normally do on a regular basis and really maximize the results.
So as we talk about social media, do you prefer, and again, everybody has their choice, one social medium over the other? And I guess depends on that demographic, but you elaborate on that.
Well, what I do like about the most popular social media platforms available right now is that each one kind of has its own strengths. So for example, Instagram is a more visual medium, and then Twitter is a vocal medium. YouTube is a more cinematic medium. Facebook is interactive. And then we have the newer ones like TikTok and even Clubhouse, which is an audible medium. So one is not necessarily better than the other. Each one has just has its own utility. And it's always more effective to use multiple outlets rather than just one, because it, like I mentioned before, it opens up more avenues for different kinds of users to stumble upon you online.
Speaking of that, I just want to touch a little more on that. And it all depends on the kind of which one you like, because each one serves its own purpose. But I personally believe that since we are in the business of marketing, real estate professionals, I think we need to be on all of them, in my opinion. Now, I don't think you take one post or just one video and think just because what's used on Instagram should be effective for Twitter or LinkedIn.
Exactly, right.
So do you think that they should be on any social media platform out there for the attention and awareness?
I think that it's good to utilize as many platforms as you could use, but at the same time, surprisingly, social media can be really exhausting, right? Because
very much so.
It's a lot of legwork. It seems simple, but streamlining your posts on every single medium, making sure that you're consistent. Consistency is the main key here, because the moment you fall off with the grid, it kind of messes up the algorithm, right? So it's also about what you can take on, and if you can't take that on, there's plenty of social media management companies available that can kind of take on that work for you, so you can focus on.
That's a plug for InCom, by the way.
Right. Exactly. So in that way, it actually helps you focus on real estate rather than the marketing portion of real estate, right?
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I do know, like you just touched on, literally is a job in itself. And we got to be out here performing, taking care of our clients. We don't have time to all day long, making sure this post is put on this side.
Exactly.
So that's the beauty about having a social media management agency or individual or somebody who doesn't have no time on their own to really kind of take what you got and run with it. But they got to know what they're doing as well. Do you agree?
I agree.
Great. Because, go ahead. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Sorry about that. And we're well aware that online marketing is a very broad kind of term, and it includes a lot of different sub-branches to really better understand what it is. And that's why we even hold webinars on a regular basis. They're held every single week, and we teach agents different things like lead generation through social media, how to just improve your website to garner more visitors and traction, how to improve your retention rate, or get more, or lower down your bounce rates from your website. So things like that. It also helps a lot with your online presence. Social media is a huge component, but there's also all these small little things to take into consideration, and that's why we have a series of different webinars where we make sure that we're able to kind of touch upon each and every single one and teach different things that you can apply to your own business.
Well, so let's peel that onion back a little bit, right? Because webinars, right? And you said this is a free service.
It's a free service for our agents. Yeah.
For agents, gotcha.
Yeah. So once you become an InCom member, it's exclusive. It's twice every single week. You can pick all kinds of different topics. Like I said, from lead generation, social media, website improvement, CRM, and all that.
And typically, how long are the webinars? People get bored after about an hour or two. So they got to be short.
We try to keep it short as possible. We know that agents are very busy and always on the go. So we try to minimize it to about 30 minutes per webinar. And they're also recorded. So if you don't have time to watch them live, you can always, refer back to them over the weekend, and we send out the recorded webinars.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm glad that you are able to add another benefit to all of the other great things that you're already doing. Hey guys, thank you for watching our show. We're going to interrupt you real quickly. We are in the business of referrals. If you know someone looking to buy or sell, residential or commercial, here in the North Carolina area, refer us. We really appreciate that. Let's segue a little bit, and so let's talk about the real estate market, because you're directly involved in the market. So right now, you are in which country?
Canada.
You're in Canada. Let's get a round of applause for Canadians up there. Okay. So you are actually, matter of fact, let's put a pause here. You are our first Canadian host. Round of applause. Let's go. We're gonna use that. Round of applause. Exactly. So you are our first Canadian guest on the show. Speaking of real estate market, how is the market up there in real estate in Canada? Because I know you, just for the fact that you got your eyes and ears to the States, but is it crazy? Is it hot? How is it?
So the difference, it's surprising that you actually asked this question, because a couple of days ago, TD Economics actually released a comparison between the US housing market and the Canadian housing market. And it showed that both markets are experiencing demand that is well above historical averages. And Canadian home sales were actually 75% higher as of March this year in comparison to 2018 and 2019. Whereas in comparison, the US was only about 13% higher. So overall, home sales in Canada have actually surpassed US home sales.
Wow. So in other words, let's break this down in layman terms, because we got somebody listening saying, what's she talking about? So we want to, so in terms of a house goes on the market in Canada, and which city, by the way, is InCom located?
I'm located in Toronto.
Toronto. Okay, we're a hot city. We think of Toronto Raptors and Drake. Anyway. So what is a house goes on the market, and typically that days on market? Is it swiftly overnight, next week? So we're like, what's that like?
I would say in a few days, especially if it's in the greater Toronto area.
Okay.
Houses here leave the MLS like it's very quick. I don't know what kind of I'm thinking, but it's very quick. And it outside the greater Toronto area, it might be a different story just because once you hit the outskirts of GTA, it's more rural, less population, obviously. Whereas if you stick within the greater Toronto area and within, its neighboring cities, there's a growth in population, especially with the growth of non-permanent residents coming into Canada. So that's partially why we're seeing such high sales this time around.
Well, and I'm glad that's a great way to lead to this next question. Are you all seeing, based off your data, more people coming from the U.S. to coming to Toronto? To Canada?
They're mainly there's a lot of immigrants, mainly because our Prime Minister allowed immigration to be a lot easier.
A lot easier. Got you.
Exactly. So so that's why we're seeing so many more non-permanent residents coming in, and also taking up a big percentage of the home buyers in Canada. I don't know the actual percentage, but in this year, it's actually much higher. Actually, during the pandemic era, I guess you could say, the pandemic years, they've actually encompassed more sales than previous years.
And the reason why I asked that, because again, we know indirectly and directly that will affect the real estate market, which in return can have a impact on just the general whole economy. Let me shift now back to InCom, because people want to know about, all right, if I decide to go with this company here, whether it be lead generating, website, CRM, or my social media, how long has this company been in existence? What kind of integrity this company has? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Well, we have been around for almost 20 years now. So we've been creating websites, implementing an online presence for agents, brokers, offices, brokerages for years. And since the inception of pay-per-click advertising, we've actually been, one of the first main players to actually start pay-per-click marketing for a lot of people in real estate. And we do operate primarily in the US and Canada, although we still have a few clientele outside of North America. Very few. Usually when we attend these trade shows, we meet all kinds of people from different corners of the earth, especially during NAR. So, we end up creating this online solution for people from everywhere, but primarily we do offer our services in the US and Canada. And I believe to this date, we have about, I want to say just over 10,000 clients with InCom.
Really? Wow. Okay. 10,000 clients.
Yeah.
That's a round of applause right there. 10,000 clients. I just think any kind of way you can get above just 1,000 and you got a consistent 10,000 clients, that means that company has a lot of stability and integrity, and they're doing a good job, right? For people to continue to believe in you with 10,000. Speaking of trade shows, do you all, like I said, now we trying to come out of this somewhat post-COVID, are you all doing a lot of trade shows in probably 2022 or maybe 2021? What does that look like?
It's looking more like either towards the end of the year or possibly next year. We don't have any trade shows that are planned right now, simply because it's not as the borders are not as open, right? Because most of the trade shows that we attend are in the US. Right now, things are still a little bit on the rocks in terms of whether or not you can actually travel. And then obviously there's restrictions if you do. And if you do come back, then there's, things that you have to sort out before you can actually return back to your regular day-to-day. So I think for this year, we're just going to hold off on the trade shows, but more than likely next year, there's going to be many more planned.
Wow, that's beautiful there. That's why I wanted to kind of bring this up, and because me and Trisha was talking about this prior to us going with the show, is how InCom is doing something great to all the viewers listening as well as watching. A promo code, right? And we ain't going to discuss exactly what that number is, but how we're going to do this is any kind of way you like and subscribe to the Headley Group Real Estate Show. That's on YouTube and here on Instagram. Like and subscribe. We will direct message you that promo code. So this way you can use that and you can have that. So when you decide to use InCom services for social media, CRM, or just a website, you will get a discount. So again, I repeat, we will in our DM, give us a like, subscribe YouTube page, and we will send you that promo code, and so you can get a discount off. Is that Miss accurate? Is that accurate, Miss Trisha?
Yes.
Okay. And so I want to make sure that we are following exactly as they ask. So, Trisha, let me ask something here. Now that we're winding down, we always kind of ask all our guests, and I usually throw them off with this. Is there a question that I didn't ask that you would love to answer?
Let's see here. There were like a few points that I wanted to talk about, so let's just. I have my notes up here.
She's a perfectionist, y'all.
So one thing that I could talk about is how agents can effectively generate leads online, because this is a very common question that I get, because oftentimes agents will reach out to us and say, I want to do Facebook ads, and then we'll have a completely different person who will contact us and say, no, I've had a terrible experience with Facebook ads, I just want to do Google ads. And so I kind of wanted to take this time to kind of explain exactly
Please do so.
What works and what doesn't. And what we do a lot differently in comparison to a lot of providers out there is we actually ask the agent exactly what kind of leads they're looking to generate and what area they want to target. And the reason why this is so important, especially in the preliminary stages, is because, like I mentioned before, oftentimes agents have a specific niche that they want to farm. So either you only want to do you only want to look for leads that are looking to lease commercial properties, or maybe you only want to do first-time home buyers, or maybe just people looking to upgrade or downgrade their homes. And so we ask that question in the very beginning, and also the area that they want to target. So once we have that information, we actually have a lead generation marketing specialist who will do a little bit of research on that area to figure out what realtors are doing, what kind of advertisements are available, just to figure out what will help you be more competitive, so that we're not just running an ad blindly. And once we figure that out, we will actually advise you what kind of ad campaign we should run that will be very effective. And we advise the agent which platform we should use, whether that's going to be Instagram or Facebook or Google and AdWords. So, and the difference between those two platforms, although they're both very powerful, Google is more of an active form of advertising, whereas Facebook ads and Instagram ads are more like passive advertising. So on Google, you can target people that are actively searching for keywords, whereas on Facebook, if somebody's just scrolling through their time feed, we can target them by demographic and showcase an ad that they probably weren't generally looking for, but is somehow enticing to them, given their profile and what kind of activity they've been doing on their profile page. And so this is how we target those type of leads. So just to give an example, and I think a lot of agents really like this. So let's say we were looking for first-time home buyers, right? So what we would do in that case is we might use Facebook as the more favorable platform.
Okay.
And then from there, we could target recently engaged, newlyweds, engaged in the last 6 months. And then amongst those demographic, kind of funnel it down to the people that have been viewing listings for the last 24, 48 hours. So that alone, you've already funneled down your niche to a qualified set of audience. And amongst those audience, we're going to showcase an ad that we know they're going to be interested in, and then take them through a step-by-step process where, they can tell us, are you already working with a realtor? When are you looking to buy? Are you looking to buy in the next 6 months or immediately, or maybe you're just kind of browsing around. So these are all of the steps that we take to make sure that we can generate those quality leads. And once they do become generated, they get funneled into the CRM, where a lot of the follow-ups are automated on the agent's account. So the lead will start generating, the lead will start getting emails about properties that they requested information for, recommended listings based on their interests. If they're selling their home, maybe send out a selling tip email and how to establish curb appeal. So all of these things are automated. It's designed to kind of lessen the legwork for the agent.
Correct.
While making sure they're consistent and, keeping in touch with all of their leads. They never kind of fall through the cracks. We take care of the entire process. So from start to finish, creating the ads, managing it, optimizing it daily, we take care of all of that. All of the agent really has to worry about are the leads coming in, and contact them as they come.
Wow, I like that. So what exactly, if somebody would ask, what is that success rate based off that formula?
So what we notice is it's different per area, but there's always like an average based for any given area based on your bid. So for any sort of pay-per-click advertising, you need some sort of daily budget to feed into your ad campaign so that you generate a set amount of leads every single month. And what we notice is $10 per day is kind of like the sweet spot.
Okay.
So if you put in at least $10 per day budget into your ads, you're probably going to get up to 30 leads every single month.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So up to 30 leads every single month. Span that out to about a year. That's 288 leads combined. Depending on how good the sales agent is, the conversion rate in terms of actual closed sales is anywhere from 1 to 7.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. I like, and so that's the part. What I'm hearing is the agent needs to put forth the effort, because again, we can get you the lead, but you got to nurture that client up until closing. Fabulous right there. I do like, I'm glad you ended off with that. So let me back it up. I never asked somebody a question and they gave me that kind of response, so lengthy and in depth. But thank you for that. Quick commercial break. If you're interested in a career in real estate, or you're a seasoned vet and you might want to change, new environment, you don't like the atmosphere you're in, the Headley Group Realty could be there to assist you with your career. What do we offer? Great culture, great environment, leads, and an awesome commission structure. Let us be there to support your business. One thing, you got to be in the state of North Carolina. Let's get back to the show. 2 golden nuggets. We ask every guest this. Give me whether it's a scripture, a book, a quote, a movie, something that you saw that inspired you that you would like to pass on to the community. 2 golden nuggets.
Oh goodness, I didn't think about this. Do you mind if I actually look at my phone?
No, do that. That's fine.
Not to browse, but because I actually keep these notes, right, on my phone. Okay. And I actually keep, like, every time I hear this quote or saying that I really enjoy for some reason. Okay, so personally, I'm an overthinker. Okay. And I spend a lot of time just like thinking through things, and in the process I end up spending an inordinate amount of time just thinking, and
Oh,
then
wow.
I don't end up doing what I should just be doing.
So you
there's
think
this
too
one.
much. Think too much.
I do. I think, look at me, like pulling up my phone. What is this? So one of the quotes that I saved on my phone: a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusion. So this is something that I consistently have to tell myself, because I'm always overthinking. And so to kind of stop myself, I have to tell myself, you're being delusional right now, because all of these what ifs and what if this happens and this doesn't go right. It's just a scenario, right? It's not reality. It's just a possibility. So you don't actually know what the outcome is unless you do it. And then another quote is, you can't change how you feel, but you can change how you respond to how you feel.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Helped me out a lot.
Oh, really? That's so that's why I like I said, I want to commend you for being on the show and sharing us that great insight from a digital space. Because again, real estate professionals, we get in the hustle and bustle, but we don't realize, let's take advantage of this free in terms of social media. But again, working with you all, there's a cost, but you can get it at a discount. Slide in my DM, give me a like, and I will get you that promo code. We want to take our hat off and salute Miss Trisha Arocena with InCom, who is Director of Sales and Marketing. And want to thank you for being on the show. And we'll see you all next time on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. Take care.